everyone, welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, where we left it right before the red door. Once again, we've been here before, and unfortunately for Chihiro, we have to come here again. But we'll try to deliver her some justice, which she deserves, I believe. So, yeah, and for us as well, to save our asses too. So let's jump in, see what this second class trial has to offer, and enjoy. This time we're not the prime suspect, at least that's a good thing, right? Anyway, so is everyone ready to what? Am I blind or are we missing someone? Toko, right?
Yo.
Toko's not here. And Toko is... You really don't remember?
Come on!
Kidding, I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time. Oh.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie, I'll go ahead and drag her out of here. Oh, out of here. Out here, okay. English. Kicking and screaming, just one moment please. And just like he said, a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you drag a girl around. Terrible, you're terrible. So now everyone's here, right? Okay, then hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. You ready? We doing this?
Well then.
I will uncover the villain who performed such heinous acts on a weaker individual. Heinous, right? I don't know why the killer did what they did, but
Count on it.
I'm sure it'll work itself out. Justice always prevails. Right, bro? Well, that's him, right?
How very
Miss Fujisaki,
sad.
I must admit, for being 3D, she was quite remarkable. Of course, just the idea of 3D makes me cringe. What a weird dude.
Hey, come on.
Fucking Toko, man, what's got her so worked up? There is something odd about Toko's behavior. Many things. I do not think mere shock is enough to explain it. I guess I wasn't much help at all in this one. Okay. I gave you plenty to work with. Shows how far your logic can take you. This guy was so annoying, but anyway, let's see what we can do. We have no choice, right? We have to do this.
It's true.
Yes. Oh, she was there. I give a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked toward the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions. I couldn't stop speculating. The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation. Until finally... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people. It came to a sudden stop. What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with.
Very nice.
Good. You're raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all.
Well?
Okay, then let's get this show on the road.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Everyone, please find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. a deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Let's do this. Let's not save. Doesn't matter. I guess you can't see anything. I'm thinking about which save file I have. Right, so I made it the 10 so that you can see like older save files. They don't really have a spoiler. But yeah, I don't want to show stuff from later in the game. I don't think it's a spoiler anyway. Anyway, I also spent like 3 coins I had. That's the only thing I did outside of camera. And let's see the things that we got, the new things. The influence gauge by 2, sure. Lost in thought. Time limit. I guess it works. I mean, we're not gonna really have much use for it. We got at least one more. Handiwork. Reload 2 bullets at once. Effective in time. Oh, bullet time battle. Yeah. So at the very end, right? That's pretty good. Oh, we can. 4 SP. Oh, because it's going up. Okay. Let's see if there's one we don't really need. I guess that works. We don't need time limit, do we? Do we know what this is? Oh. Influence gauge by 2. I don't think we need this either, honestly. Time limit is pretty lenient, right? I think we're fine like this. And do we need anything else from here? No. I have a bunch of stuff to go through. Let's uncover this. Alright.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
First we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Oh my god. I can't speak today. I'm a little bit tired, I have to say, but I really want to do this. Yeah, the dumbbell's pretty clear what it was, right? I mean, there wasn't anything else remotely close to being that. So this time is crazy. Yeah.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Well, that would be the
Interesting.
thing we
That
refute.
certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
Weapon had to be the scene of the crime. There was something with a blood stain. Yeah, that's pretty clear.
Chihiro's, it appears it was...
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Oh no, it's yeah. Oh my god, that was so dumb.
That certainly would.
Poor Chihiro.
Doesn't matter. I pressed control thinking it would slow down, but it was the
According
opposite.
to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt?
It's a space bar.
pipe.
No, that's wrong.
It's pretty easy for now, but then it gets quite hard later on.
Can we
Hitting-
agree that
even
the
hitting
object that dealt the
arguments is
fatal
pretty
blow
hard.
was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime?
I don't get used to Makoto's voice. It's kind of hard because you don't really hear it much.
It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
Also, the voice actor who does his voice in Japanese is so good. I really like her, and she's in a bunch of stuff as well. In anime and stuff. She's really good. I think I met her through Makoto first. It's a wonderful voice.
And the wound on the victim's head is
It's
consistent
kind of a
with
specific
the
voice,
shape
I
of
like
the
it.
dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yes!
Of course.
That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Okay. Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. But there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the right mouse button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. You just if you read this, it sounds like you need to do it and then right click like you were shooting, but no, you just right click and they go away, right? Shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease, so take careful aim when you have your silencer out. Maybe? Yeah, it is how I think it is, right? Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. In which case, you can't forget about the silencers, just focus on the situation in front of you. Well, that's not our case. Well then, good luck and have fun. Genocide Jack case file. Okay, so there were some things in the case file that were not exactly...
is Genocide Jack. I'm sure.
Not exactly like we
Case
saw.
closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why?
Gives you a
What makes
second,
it
let's go.
impossible?
Well, I mean, come on.
Makes sense,
There's
because
just
people
no
were just
proof for it.
talking.
Hey,
Yeah,
so
I agree.
speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is.
Wait, let's just check the bullet. The thing Byakuya showed me in the archive, one look at that and anyone would be convinced. It shows that it was the work of Genocide Jack. Okay, so if Makoto thinks it was, we need to actually refute her thing. But if we look at it... they were killed the same way and mounted to a nearby wall. Bloodlust was the scene of the crime. Okay, so it only talks about bloodlust. So if we take this into account, it would make sense to be like, it was him. But actually, if you look at the pictures, they had a difference, right? They were all like suspended with scissors, for example, and that's not the case here. But we'll talk about that soon. So we need to actually do the wrong thing, I guess.
Case closed, as far as I'm
And
concerned.
refute her.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, there's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong.
I wouldn't call it proof, but it's like an indication that it could be him.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them?
Yeah, the fact that they were suspended was not public, he said. The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know. If I'm not mistaken, it has to do with the positioning of the body. Yeah, that's super easy. How the victim was positioned. I mean, why would you just tell me the answer, man?
I got it!
Just answer it
Apparently,
yourself if you know
In
it.
every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So,
Well-
how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of.
Yes, a
because
couple.
the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
I don't really like his voice either. I'm sorry. If you're the actor.
No fucking way!
I like this one.
You're saying Genocide
This one's
Jack
great too.
is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
Oh,
What?
that's easy.
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Okay.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
It's a riddle for sure, but I feel like I understand it. Yeah, we know this, right? What it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also to not be Toko. The answer is that she's not just one person, but multiple people, right? It's too, like, the hints are too crazy. Like, I guess it's at the beginning. I mean, if you got stuck at this moment, it would be pretty annoying, but... Wait. What's the word? Oh, I know. I think this is a contentious thing. I think people don't like this answer. And I think it makes sense that it's really not accurate to what she has. So I'm sorry if this offends you in some way, but yeah, it's weird. Oh. That's not what it is, but
Now
still.
I understand.
Right? I think. But I think I've heard people complaining
Is it
about
because
this.
Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
The one thing that shows Toko could have a split personality has to do with her behavior. Yeah, her behavior changed.
I got it!
If the word is there, man.
You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I'm fine, I'm fine. Oh, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead? I'm not gonna do the laugh. She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world has front and back, the top ending and the bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll drive out the killer, drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie.
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
I'm sorry I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have a control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist.
Can't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it, but...
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person you don't mean...
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Genocide Jill.
Yes! What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
Hey, Carmen Sandiego, what's up? How you doing? Sorry if this is a spoiler. Or maybe you know about this. I mean, it's been a while.
What the fuck is this?
Maybe that's what you said when you came in.
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened
Oh,
is
great,
a
great.
textbook split
I
personality.
haven't, by the way. I didn't finish V3, so... Just saying that. No spoilers, please. Anyway, we're in Danganronpa 1 anyway.
So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
She's so intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie.
Okay.
Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is a murderous fiend Genocide Jack? This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true. How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless.
Who's my favorite character? Oh gosh, I don't remember her name. I remember I really liked the blue hair, not blue, I'm stupid. I don't know colors. The red hair girl from the second game. The one who always was, the one who took photos. Walking around with her camera. I don't know why, she was really cool to me. Mahiru, yeah, that was her name. I don't remember much about the second one. I'll play it after this. I mean, it's been years now. But from this game, I like, I don't know. I was talking before how I really like Makoto's voice actress in Japanese, so playing it in English is kind of weird to me. I like Asahina. She's a little bit too dumb sometimes, but I like her. And I like oh gosh, my brain is blanking right now. I definitely like Kyoko, but I can't really say why yet, right? Because there are many things to like about her. And yeah, basically. There's some really interesting characters in this whole series. I really like. Oh, is it a spoiler to say? I guess I really like the protagonist of Ultra Despair Girls. So, you know what I mean. Anyway.
I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
She's like Makoto, but cooler.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
Too much of a whiner? Could be. I mean, it's been years, so maybe I'm remembering it weird. But yeah, everyone has their favorites.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death.
Really?
There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us?
I mean, I would be a whiner as well if I lived in that world, you know?
If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
That is true.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh? But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said, I need to get more details about all of this. Okay. I guess it's about the extension cord, or... Suspended the wound, some kind of rope. Well, you have the signature of the voice actor. You're talking English? Because in Japanese they're definitely not the same one. That's so cool. I mean, I've never been to one of those conventions where there are voice actors. Well, I guess I have, but not like big scale like that, like they do in America. That's so cool. And Nagito, I like that character as well. So interesting that they're voiced by the same one, and we'll hear it because I'll play it in English as well. So that's super cool. I really want to go to one of those conventions where you can just meet a voice actor. I think I saw a voice actor for like Dragon Ball from far away once in my country, but yeah, that was in Spanish. So it's kind of weird, but that's gonna be cool. If I ever go to Japan, that'd be super cool too. Anyway.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
No.
What more proof do we need?
It doesn't, though.
Give it up. You killed her.
Latino Toji from the anime Jujutsu Kaisen sounds so hot. Okay, I'll look it up later. I never heard it. I only saw JJK in Japanese. Okay, I just have to focus on remembering Chihiro's body. That must have the answer. That should prove what he said isn't quite right.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really
Perhaps if you had an alibi.
Oh, an alibi.
When you compare your past, the modus operandi
matches completely.
No, that's wrong. Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
There's one clear difference between the murders. In the photos from the other Genocide Jack cases, look at the neck and stomach. Here you'll see a clear difference. The victim's fatal injury.
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
There's one more difference. Well, that's right. The second difference is related to how she was suspended. In the photos of the other Genocide Jack cases, all the other victims were stabbed through their hands. Here you'll see a clear difference. What was used to suspend her?
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
I really like this voice actor, and her accent is so great.
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend her.
I think it reminds me of Kim from Disco Elysium. It's so dumb, just because she has a French accent. I think they all sound the same, but I really like both. But it's more subtle this time.
Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I use my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Yeah.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Yeah, she only kills men. There was a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims, and Chihiro didn't fit it. If you look at the names of every victim, what you'll notice is, I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro. Because Chihiro was a girl.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had
sounds so
something
done.
in common.
Ken Harada, yeah, we've read these names. They're all men. There's no end to
They
it.
were all guys?
Yep. That's very common actually, right? Between serial killers. Like among serial killers, I would say.
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely. When you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
I mean, she's crazy, but she's not stupid.
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that? Da 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 da!
I like this moment.
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you, gutter dogs, all of you! Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
That's something I never learned, to tie a good knot. Maybe I should.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on, there is one person. Yep, what we said from the beginning. The person who could have known. One person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. The one who was super excited about reading all about it.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't?
Oh, hunch.
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
You were born, maybe?
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And the locker rooms. They're suspicious, very suspicious indeed, wouldn't you agree? Suspicious. Seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
We didn't know it was her, did we?
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then. What's so strange about it? Go ahead. Share with the rest of the class.
There was a clear contradiction of what Byakuya just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. Yeah, we shouldn't have known it was Chihiro. A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Sure. Next, we're going to add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold the left mouse button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. That's great. This memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you just have to use your kin wits, won't you? In this case though, I will say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay, so basically take one of the weak spots, which is like a statement, and we use that to contradict something else, right? Was Staka always wearing those high boots? I feel like I've never seen that. Okay, so it's not gonna be this. Left mouse, we hold it.
You said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird.
That's the one, right? Before we found the body, and he said it was Chihiro.
Opportunity to check out the girls' locker room.
You
didn't react in time.
absolutely take it. That's a natural reaction for any guy.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for
just
point.
controls. Pointless distractions.
What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Good dumbass. Hearing Byakuya's comment about Chihiro being a girl, I realized there's a clear contradiction there. Thank you, Makoto. Because it doesn't make sense how we could have known before we even found it. I mean, you just gonna tell me everything? I mean, it's not gentle. I mean, if it was gentle, I would understand. To make it so clear. But anyway, I need to make the contradiction clear. But we already knew it, so it's fine.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird
That's
before
so
we found the
strange.
body.
But he was acting. If you're presented with the opportunity, that's a natural.
The victim
Was Chihiro.
No, that's wrong. I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
Yeah, man.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Yeah.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The differences between this case and other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden there? What could it be? Desk lamp. It just says he was using it, I guess. Also, this might not be what we need. Extension of the cord, but missing. The difference between the cases.
You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors.
That's right.
And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right. It absolutely was.
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Really?
No, that's wrong. Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
Then Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this. I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to
Well, yeah.
win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime.
He keeps saying that.
Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait. What was that just now? Something's not right. Chihiro's body was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but does that mean... Can I really just accept what Byakuya said as the truth? No, I don't think so. There's definitely something off about what he said. The scene of the crime.
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown.
What are you talking about, dude?
She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely
he really
possible
thinks
that
that, I
she was
think.
killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
Yeah, man.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, did it just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up till now, maybe Byakuya never even realized what the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows a murder took place somewhere else. There was something that was switched between the boys' and girls' locker rooms. This is clear.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're
Coffee
referring
stain.
to my protein coffee, aren't you? Protein coffee? While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
I would just say that, like, if you saw a picture,
Then,
you don't have cameras.
does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What?
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go to all that trouble
I like
of
the
switching
reason.
the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
Great question too. The way these crimes take place takes a lot of energy. Yeah, that's true. I know why people bother doing all these things, honestly.
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device.
And Byakuya is just a dumbass.
But Chihiro's handbook
the smartest
should
dumbass
have
ever.
only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
Well,
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
is he right? Could Chihiro really have gone into the boys' locker room somehow? Broken e-handbook. Does it say much? Maybe we don't need this. One was broken. Junko and Sayaka's worked. We assumed it was Leon. But it's very unlikely that Leon's was broken.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room
Monokuma
no
said
problem.
it wouldn't. Theoretically, if Chihiro was able to use Leon's handbook, she could get into the boys' locker room. But when we found Leon's handbook in the main hall, there's no doubt that it was. In which case, can we really say that she used it? We thought it was his, and then Monokuma said, no way, Leon's would be,
Is it
broken,
really
right?
possible? Could Chihiro really...
She must have hacked her e-hand. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have.
No, I don't. She used the thing that.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
This guy's so smart when he wants to be.
No, that's wrong.
But you're still wrong.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess.
Well, that's
that'd
what
be
you
pretty
think,
impossible,
Makoto?
huh?
Everyone's wrong, man.
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
No.
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook
Yeah.
is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and.
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook,
That means...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya's the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second.
Thank you, Kyoko.
I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
She's the one who searched the body thoroughly. That's what we need to consider.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say?
And she said we need to do that as well.
There's no
Maybe
way
there's
she
a
could
reason
get in
for
the
that.
boys' locker room, right? So,
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
what?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial?
Cool.
I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Huh? For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Cool. So before I even knew it was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was... Are we gonna do
Girls'
this?
locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
Why don't you just say it, man? You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands? No way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that
You don't
I'm
have
freaked
to.
out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body.
What?
Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body.
We know.
And I believe
Kyoko,
we will
relax.
solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
It's bigger than mine.
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
Is what?
a boy.
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
This is before femboys were cool, by the way.
What?
And remember, Kyoko was so excited about feeling her out that he brought the whole class to feel her.
You're joking, right?
Instead of just saying, she's a boy, by the way.
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
Then he was a cross-dresser? Oh, no, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting.
Also, I believe if we look at the report card, yeah, she's definitely among the girls. It would be cool if they had put her like as the first girl, just to like throw you off, you know. It doesn't say gender or anything, does it? No. So that's kind of weird. So that was intentionally misleading. Well, depends on her identity and stuff, but we'll see about that later.
Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy. A thought that had never even crossed my mind. So they probably wouldn't talk about this topic this way nowadays, so this is a bit of an older game, so bear that in mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
You always knew?
This is the most titillating situation!
Dumbass.
So now everything has been connected.
Well, not everything.
All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
Ah, he's off in his own little world.
Like he's talking.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
That's probably the only thing that I don't remember, I don't understand about this. Like, why did he just walk in there?
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
Shut up, man.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means the killer is a guy. Well, yeah, because you couldn't use Leon's, I guess.
A gun!
Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Celeste's account? Oh, she saw her going to the warehouse, stuffing some blue exercise clothes. She was going to exercise. A single clue.
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim?
Is that it? Any kind of new info?
The killer! And only the killer!
Well, no.
It's not like they're just gonna...
Celeste saw her as
No,
well.
that's wrong. I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Makoto.
The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry, but why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding,
Yeah, well.
right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much, enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
Really?
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Thank you, Coco.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that?
Ready? The track jacket and duffel bag.
You really think we can figure out who did it based on two pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
I don't really know what they're talking about.
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow it's really hard to believe. Okay.
First,
It's probably not the same one. You're blue. Those were not found. We'll note
he
where
was on
Chihiro's
his way to
headed.
go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Oh, buddy.
My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. 'Cause exercising sucks.
Oh, buddy.
I have a white tracksuit.
You done
personally.
messed up.
I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
So I guess Kyoko just laid a trap
You heard
down.
him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
Yep. She's right, what he said just now is really odd. How did he know something like that? Well, if he didn't catch that, he said it's a blue tracksuit and no one talked about the
First of
color.
all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
Because if we see the account, it just says... Oh, it does still blue exercise clothes. Wait. I mean, she didn't say it now, but... Is that it? Had not told anyone other than Makoto. It has to be, but why does it say blue there? It makes it confusing, but I think this is it.
He was on his way to go exercise.
So next we have, why did he choose?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! He picked it matched the one the culprit.
So, what you're saying, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
No, that's it.
No,
That's
it's
weird because
wrong.
if you look at the account, it says blue. But yeah, but she doesn't say that in the debate.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said,
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then I assume he had it after exercise.
she never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you? You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just...
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Cherry?
Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either.
Yeah, well,
According to Celeste's testimony,
she stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
When Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Yeah.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
Because I hate him, the way he was acting, the way he talked. Well, there is a little detail about how he speaks.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off.
I don't know if this is well done in the translation. I didn't really pick up on it this time.
Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You noticed such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful.
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come.
Shut up.
That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, did your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
You found it on the ground? It must belong to... Wait, is it messed up? It's Chihiro's?
I got it! We know Chihiro's
confusing.
handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
Right.
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
There's two busted ones? Wait.
I imagine the culprit broke it
Oh, yeah,
to get
yeah,
rid of
I
any
understand now.
evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
Never mind.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence,
Not exactly.
that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How did the handbook break? There's only one possible explanation. Hitting its weak point.
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness.
Yeah, buddy.
You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it,
She's
that
so
would
wrong
be
about this.
very not
He shouldn't say
good.
that. I hope he doesn't.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
I feel like they could make it so that you figure it out.
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're
don't-
sure you won't follow their
I think this is
example?
unfair. I think you shouldn't say this.
Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point
It's
of
too
my
incriminating.
cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long,
Right.
it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over
should've said
200
that then.
degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa, seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
We all know. Who might have brought their handbook into the sauna had to be the one who wore all their clothes into the sauna. Yeah, well, thank you. It was...
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize,
That's insane.
he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Did we? Broken Chihiro.
Let's...
Monokuma said it's unlikely that it would have been broken, so there's the other one. Is that what it is? And then card reader. No. And Chihiro's. No. It's either this or something else.
If what he says is correct,
what's the weight
then
here?
Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
Oh my god.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, Then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
What's this one?
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
I'm sure Mondo's handbook broke during their Sona showdown. If I can just prove that, then that will show that the handbook Mondo has must actually be Leon's.
Let's test Makoto's if what he
Right?
said you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mon, then that proves that what
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No, that's wrong. Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's. Yes?
Yes.
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Come on, Hina, we've been through this.
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch.
What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time
Let's do this.
from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Okay, let's do this. Went to the warehouse. Oh, was spotted. Oh, wait. What was the way to move? There's a way to move this smoothly. I forget what it is. Or not? I'm pretty sure there was a way to move this smoothly. I guess there's not. Okay, doesn't matter. So Celeste saw her, and here's probably just a duffel bag because then she put it away. So put it away, ran off, went into the locker room, the boys' locker room first, with her own card. Right, this is Chihiro's hand, I guess. When she went in, saw the guy. There it is. She was putting stuff away. Oh, buddy. Oh, there it is. It's pretty instant too. Killed her. This platter? This is this. Then roll stuff up. Basically he was protecting her secret, right? There was no reason to do this really. Or like trying to save his ass as well if you think about it, like making it look like it was a girl. But it's not that much of a dick. Anyway. Roll that up. Took this off as well, I guess, in that moment. Went into the girls' locker room. opened it up with what? I guess with one she took from that thing. Didn't put this in. Oh, I messed up. No. It's this. Is she taking it off or putting it? Wait, did I mess up? If you mess up, it's not the end of the world. You can just go again. This is for later. Or not? Well, let's do the rest. Well, no, the door shows up... Well, after on this one. It makes sense to see it from further away. So I guess it's this? But then... Nah, man. I think I messed up somewhere. Doppelbach Jiro going in. Working out. The splatter makes sense, right? She was taking the evidence. This as well. This is putting it on. And took Chihiro. And then went all the way to the other one. I don't know. We'll see. Then once he swapped things, he left. And then this dumbass bastard came in. He went back to get this. Tied her up. Then wrote that on the wall. Then this guy went to the sauna. The thing broke at the end. He went into the sauna. Is this a door to the girls' locker room? No, right? I guess it must be. But it's not. It's a different door. Well, from the inside maybe. Oh, maybe that's it. Just leaving. So from the inside it looks like that? We can't see the doors anywhere. Let's try if we mess up this one.
The killer is you! First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet, then removing the bloody poster.
Oh no. Didn't lay out my reasoning right. I need to rearrange the events of the case. Okay. So it's not that one. So it's just that he went to the girls' locker room. If this is correct... Well, this makes no sense, does it? No, this makes no sense. But at some point he has to do it. This is wrong, isn't it? Like, if you follow the order. Why would she have Chihiro on him? Do this with both hands and then drop her down? This makes sense. I think I messed up again. Like, did we see this anywhere? No, the girls' locker room door is just this picture. No, it's not that picture. That's different. Let's try.
The killer is you! Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
Yeah,
And finally carrying the corpse into the
wrong.
girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all,
No, this is
Sayaka
wrong,
and
man.
Junko's handbooks had
Am I
been placed
stupid?
in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
What?
And that's exactly how the killer
So the
did it.
killer took the body there, and then after putting everything there, grabbed the body again, and put it on the carpet. Isn't that super strange? Isn't that like backwards? I feel like he would do this first and then take the body anyway.
With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body.
That's a long ass cord, by the way.
Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Arata?
Wait! No! This can't be right! Where's your evidence? Yeah! Where's your evidence? You need evidence! You need proof! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Evidence that Mondo is a killer that already revealed itself earlier in the trial. If I can somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now, once I do that, everything will become clear. A new element has been added to bullet time battles. Yes. Let's talk a little about fever time and nega time. During a bullet time battle, if you press the spacebar, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can push the buttons of the mouse However, you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of your time. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if only you got access to special time, right? So we've also prepared something called, I guess, negative, right? That your opponent can use. If your opponent activates negative time during the bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate fever time at this point, no, never mind, I'm sure nothing would happen, don't know what I was worried about. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty set to gentle, your opponent won't use negative time. Well then, good luck and have fun. Do we know... Spacebar.
Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! Show me some evidence!
This should
I thought I was
prove
gonna
it.
say it.
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Oh man.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What?
Uh-oh, this time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so the Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Wada. I like that this part has sad music because it could be that it's not the case thanks to Monokuma, but it is a sad moment, right?
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way. No way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taking a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is a sad story of two men. Oh, but for everyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the control key to fast forward the text. We're not going to do that. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He'd heard things like that as long as he could remember, but he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak, 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 weak.
Once a killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world of survival is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced a revealing of the embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
That was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
what?
And yet,
I'm sorry.
I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But
But I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. That was great. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
that's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay, I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body, but sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first and then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to,
Yeah, that's right.
it was me. Yep, it sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were, so Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was a very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration, and he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro. Did what he did? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room to the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think that was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep a secret?
Because
Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity, so he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook, see? Then, Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro? Who he'd also killed? Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why? Why did you? Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it, after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone.
You're wrong!
It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat
How
myself.
many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is a height of folly. Even if he can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang, and before anyone knew it, he had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy, but when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation, began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang. Which is why...
I
gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes, I gotta come out on top. On the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. "My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry." Of course he knew it was his brother. It was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. "Hey kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. 'Cause it's a team you and me put together. It's a promise between men." He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang, in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm strong. Strong. And yet... as soon as our killing game began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the hateful Monokuma announced a revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding lights on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why I... Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I never felt anything like that before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself to a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Because I mean, you've kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. This is a really cool storyline. I really like this. It's super sad as well for everyone involved, but still. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong. It can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was a kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong? Are you fucking with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something start to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed, and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Why did you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
I am strong. I'm strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch!
And stronger than Daya. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand and I was just staring at him down on the ground. Hey. I killed him. Oh.
I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Super sad he never gets to redeem himself. Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it. Look at him, you see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past, from a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Cause I sure don't. You bastard. Just shut up, you son of a bitch. Go ahead. Say that again, I dare you.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. It's what I want to say, but... unfortunately, I can't do that right now because the time for punishing is fast approaching. Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now.
That's what I promised you, right? The blacking that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous!
Hold on.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For Mondo Wada, the ultimate biker gang leader. Wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
said wait.
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Oh man. So strange. Laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace. I think we can just sit with that for a while. I mean, it's late. It's been 2 hours. And we can sit with this a little bit and then see about what people say. And we'll have to keep on going after this. So we'll see how it affects the different people. He made a really good friend before his death, which is super sad. But yeah, so did Chihiro. He was ready to be stronger, and that's probably one of the saddest storylines in this game, I would say, or in this franchise. So rest in pepperonis, and I will go get some rest as well. I gotta wake up tomorrow, so have a good one. Thank you for stopping by. I will see you very soon, and bye bye. See ya.